Did I end up in a skibidi toilet? What?
We do not care.
Okay.
Well, episode 73 has finally come out. And what can I say? This episode was not epic in terms of battles, and it was completely dedicated to the lore of the series, and probably now this is my favorite episode of all time. Because believe me, the plot in the series is much deeper than we think. And the series is not only about the war of toilets against agents, but also about the story of one character. Since now it became clear to me who the secret agent is and why he's doing all this. Also, you probably think that these people have turned into agents like Plunger Man, Mech Cameraman, and a Camerawoman. But in reality, this is not so. And in this episode, the idea and identity of a secret agent is hidden. And in this video, we will try to find out what is happening now, what happened before, and what awaits us in the future. Also, many of you started writing in the comments that Boom added me as this girl, and in this video, I will also tell you about this. So if you want to know more, stay until the end. Hello friends, you're on the Dattebayo channel. Subscribe to the channel and press the like button under the video to speed up the release of the next video. And let's go. The episode begins with old flashbacks when Plunger Man was dying, and I'll immediately clarify that now POV is Camerawoman. It's also clear that Speaker Woman is very upset by the death of the Dark Assassin, but unfortunately there is no turning back. And when Plungerman says goodbye to life, we can clearly see green sparks on it. And I think it's obvious that Plungerman could have survived after being wounded, but he was killed by a secret agent. But the camera suddenly stopped for a second and started rewinding, and we returned to part 2 of episode 57, where the bro miraculously managed to survive because he was saved by a TV woman. Then we returned to episode 52, where we were first shown a camerawoman, and even then we realized that there was some kind of closer relationship between them. After we were shown episode 36, but only on the other side of the location, since we can notice the infected Titan Speaker Man there. And we even went back to the distant 23rd episode where the cameraman got upgrades. And on the left is Plunger Man and Mech Cameraman. Also, for some reason, Plunger Man doesn't have a right leg, and it looks like he lost his leg in episode 16, since we were shown exactly this episode after episode 23. But before we switch to episode 16, if we stop the camera in this place, we can see the silhouette of a secret agent. I'll be honest with you, I'm not 100% sure about this, but for some reason, this particular place immediately rushed to me in the eyes, and for some reason, I definitely looked at exactly that point because it seemed to me that I saw the silhouette of a person. But write what you think about it. And in episode 16, we saw something interesting. And on the left is the same cameraman in a red shirt, and on the right is Mech Cameraman. And even Bro Simp Cameraman also appeared here, and even then, he had already set his sights on TV Woman. And in fact, these characters are very connected. And I am sure that even then, the lucky guy was already working for a secret agent, since it is clear that he is watching Plunger Man. And you notice that the secret agent was in almost all the episodes where the Plunger Man was. In episode 45, he was in the building. In episode 52, he was on the roof. In episode 55, he was also in one of the buildings. And even in episode 57, he also appeared, and in episode 63 as well. And you can notice that in most cases, he was always in those episodes where Plungerman was. And I can assume that Plungerman was previously familiar with Secret Agent and they were friends. But believe me, everything is not as you think. But we will talk about this a little later. But a skibidi rocket appeared out of nowhere, and before colliding with Plungerman, the camera stopped. But before that, we could notice that Plungerman is crazy because he doesn't run away but goes to ram. And it looks like after that, he lost his leg. But now the juiciest and most discussed part of the episode begins. And the video extension immediately decreases, since they used to use old cameras and it was possible to watch through them only in a 4x3 extension. And pay attention to the date, September 16th, 1985, and these are events after 6 years since Defuk became the administrator of Alpha Hills Lab. And let's immediately find out something. Many wrote under my post that this girl is me and I would like it to be me. But to be honest, it's definitely not me, and it's unlikely that I'll ever appear in the series. But in any case, our task is to find out who this girl is and who all these people are. First of all, they are working on some kind of project, and all these characters turned out to be very similar to some cameraman agents. A lot of people talk that this guy on the left is a Mech Cameraman since he is a scientist and he is in a white suit, and I agree with you that this makes sense. The one on the right is not clear who, but maybe it's a secret agent. And the girl and the guy on the right are Plunger Man and Camerawoman. But hold on, guys. Doesn't that seem too obvious to you? We're always used to the fact that Boom adds details that are hard to notice, and now he's wearing these people in the clothes the cameramen were wearing. Isn't this too obvious, man? But let's watch the scene to the end and I'll tell you my opinion. Then this cute girl approached her partner and said that he looked back, and it turns out that his name is Dave, but the bro refused to turn around. Then the person near the scientist said, "Okay, we're all set. Proceed with phrase 1, Kathy." And we found out that the girl's name is Kathy. And the guys opened some kind of gate, and we saw a blue laser that is definitely somehow connected with the cameramen. since this is their main glow. But that's where this scene ended. And now let me tell you what I think about this. And from what we saw, we can conclude that these guys are actually the cameramen we are looking at now, and this girl is a camerawoman. But in fact, I very much doubt it. And I personally think that camerawoman is a simple camera through which we look at what is happening here. And I think that one of these guys is a secret agent, maybe this dude. And only he survived after the experiment and all the others died. But still, the experiment was successful, but he felt like crap. And then he tried to bring them back to life, and he made cameramen who would be like them. And don't confuse the fact that he made cameramen out of them. I think that he made completely different cameramen, but who are trying to imitate the people in honor of whom they were created. And probably a secret agent is lonely and has delusions of grandeur, and everything should be according to his plan. And since the experiment was still successful, he created cameramen as similar as possible to these people. Since they recorded all their actions on camera, they had enough information for the robots to study these guys and imitate them. Therefore, the secret agent was always watching for the plungerman and camerawoman. That's why some cameramen obey him since he is the creator. But I assume that the cameramen became too smart and they separated from the secret agent. And I even think that the mech cameraman and camerawoman know about the existence of secret agents. And that's why he always watches them so that they don't do something wrong or dangerous for him. I also suspect that the relationship between camerawoman and plungerman is closer than we think. And it was she who tried to save him at the end of his life. But all this is because they are robots that were created in the likeness of this couple. But so far, she cannot interfere with the secret agent in any way. I've probably confused you, but I'll say it briefly. This is a secret agent, only he survived, and he created robots in the likeness of his friends. But they had some disagreements, and the cameramen became too smart because essentially they are AI and they left the secret agent. But then, another question is, where did skibidi toilets and skibidi scientists come from? There are two options here. The first option is that they were created by a secret agent to defeat those same cameramen and the Alliance. And I can assume this, since the secret agent communicated with the scientists in episode 70. And based on the fact that we're talking, that means they collaborated before. Because there is no way for a secret agent to just decide to talk to a scientist just like that. But everything got out of control when Astro Toilets appeared, and so that they would not unite with ordinary toilets, Boom decided to help the agents to first destroy the regular toilets, and then the Astro Toilets, since Astro Toilets pose a greater threat than anyone else. And after they defeat the Astro Toilets, the secret agent will make his final step and will destroy all the agents, and the series will end there. Sounds fantastic, right? But why not? I think that this would not be a bad ending to the series. But there is another option that skibidi toilets appeared in some other way, and it is too early for us to know about this. Perhaps the scientist also worked with all these guys before, and besides this, he decided to create something of his own and unique, and he created skibidi toilets. This also sounds fantastic, but so far I have no idea where they came from. Also, while Kathy turned on the camera recording, we can notice a character familiar to us. And I'm sure that this is a lucky cameraman, but so far I don't know what he's doing there. But I know that we always need to keep an eye on him when we will see, since it's a big clue to solving the mystery of the secret agent. In any case, this is not a complete and not the most detailed analysis. As always, I'll make another video, and there, we'll definitely find out everything. But let's move on to the next scene. It turned out that all this time, we were watching these flashbacks on the camerawoman tablet, and her number is 69. I don't know why, but the most logical thing is that it means that she is one of the first cameramen that were created, and I just think that Plungerman's number is about the same, maybe 68 or 70. And we also don't know whether cameramen were created from Model 0. Perhaps the first robot was Camerawoman, and number 69 can be considered as the first. Anyways, she prepared her weapon and flew literally into the center of the battle, and you can see that here, chaos. But she managed to attack the most powerful dude in the area, and in this corner we can see our secret agent, and he is again watching the Camerawoman since he knew that she would come. But I don't see the point in talking more about it since I've already said a lot. But you'll find out more juicy information in the next video, so smash that subscribe button so as not to miss it. And after she blew up this noob's ass, we witnessed a very indecent joke. And there is no way that Boom troll this poor engineer. No way, bruh.
Bruh.
But the disco is just beginning, since our baby literally stopped time for herself for 1 second to take all the toilets to target, and then she smashed them from her gun. And that's look really awesome. That even the half-dead large cameraman showed his respect. And the agents were already heading to the secret entrance to the bar, but John Rembo literally smashed 2 guys in a second. And I'm not gonna lie, the dude is definitely cosplaying John Rembo. Also, in reinforcements of other toilets appeared in the sky, and for a second I started to worry about our baby. But out of nowhere, a baldy guy appeared, who definitely shouldn't have appeared here. Well, finally, he did at least something for the entire series. He smashed several toilets, so good job, soldier. And it turned out that a TV woman was sitting in the body of the scientist and had her own disco. But not everything went well, since the main boss of the gym appeared. And this is Jimbo, or Top G or Gmail or Steak. Choose what is best for you. We also saw 4 containers already, and a TV woman even managed to knock down one. But where do these containers come from? In fact, everything is quite obvious. This territory is huge, and there are several entrances. And near each security entrance, there is its own container. And the toilets simply collect them all together throughout the huge base. But what exactly is in these containers? So far, I have no idea, but I have several theories, and you can watch them in my other videos. And look at the face of poor Gmail. He is very upset because he didn't expect to be attacked by his own dead ally. But Bro went to Ram and made sure that this body would be destroyed. But you ask, but there was also a TV woman. Is she alive or dead? Don't worry about it, she is definitely alive because this is the most stupid death for such an important character. And even if she dies in the future, it will be in a different way. So I'm sure 101% that she is alive, and I hope the Blood Elite cameraman will take care of her. And the camera woman desperately tried to stop the toilets so that they would not take the containers. And Uncle Gmail was already ready to fry her. But a new hero appeared under the Valve Company intro, and it was Titan Speaker Man. And just look to that Rizzy guy. He's going to light G-Man's cigarette. And a second later, Bro Cameraman arrived. Well, how could it be without my favorite TV Titan, who was also ready to kick someone's ass, and he made it clear to Top G that there was nowhere to run. But pay attention to G-Man's reaction. He didn't even sweat despite the fact that he was surrounded by 3 Titans, and he said that the Titans are fools and they don't know what's coming. But TV Man told him that it doesn't matter because G-Man won't live to see this moment. And at the end, we saw a little James Bond smile on G-Man's face. And that's where the episode ended. And it was an incredibly hot episode, but this is not the end of my analysis, and believe me, I have more to tell you. And at the end of the episode, G-Man didn't mean himself that he was a threat, but he meant Astro Toilets. But we will talk about this and about people and the secret agent in another video. Hopefully you enjoyed watching it, and see you! Wait a minute.